No,
So I
how?
need you, we're going to
Because I
end
have
your
questions
hearing,
for the judge?
Mr. Richard.
What are you trying to call it? Incompetent? Is that what you're trying to say I am?
Yes.
I don't understand. What am I meeting with a doctor for? Is there somebody willing to go on the stand and say that I actually committed a crime?
Well,
Who has a claim against me? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to settle the matter.
All right, folks, we got another sovereign citizen in court today, and this one is a ride. He was caught for the usual, driving without a license, no insurance, and insisting the law doesn't apply to him. Judges have ruled on this countless times. Yes, you do need a license to drive. But here we go again. What makes this case even more interesting? The judge is suggesting a competency evaluation, and honestly, she might have a point. As you watch, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think he's just misinformed, or is there something deeper going on? Let's dive in and see how this plays out.
well, let's just go ahead. I don't know if you were listening in when we were talking about your case. As you know, we've been waiting for the doctors to talk with you to see whether or not you're able to go forward on this matter. And there is now a date set for your interview.
I don't understand. What am I meeting with a doctor for?
They need to ascertain whether you can understand the nature of the charges and whether you're able to assist your attorneys. It's a two-prong test. So that's what we've been waiting for.
I understand the nature. I'm trying to figure out the cause. You guys never tell me.
Figure out what?
I understand the nature of this case. I'm trying to figure out the cause of this case. Like, what are we here for?
Well, you've been charged with the criminal offense of driving while your license is suspended in the third degree and operating a vehicle without the required ignition interlock device. Those are the charges.
I've never had a license for you to
So,
suspend.
sir, please
I don't know
stop
what that
talking about
means.
the facts of the case. This is your attorney.
Who?
This is Sean Parent, one of your attorneys, so please don't talk about the facts of the case.
Well, I'm not denying any of the facts. I'm just letting you know I'm letting you know what I understand is what I'm saying. She asked me if I understand, and I'm trying to answer the question. I'm letting her know what I understand, and I'm trying to figure out what's making me. What are you trying to call it? Incompetent? Is that what you're trying to say I am?
Yes, there's legal competency, and it's two prongs, whether you can understand the nature of the charges and whether you're able to assist. So right now, there's a question about whether you are able to proceed, and that's why we're having the doctors talk to you. That's
Why can't
the
I just
current status.
Why can't I just ask the judge? Like, what?
Well, I
doesn't the judge know?
am the judge, and I need those doctors to give me their opinion when they review your records and speak to you, and then we'll get a report back. So right
Well,
now, you're
I never
finally
gave
being
my consent for
interviewed.
that. So I'm trying to get the answers from you. Like I'm in here talking to you.
And I'm telling you that you need to speak to these doctors on April 24th at 9 a.m.
And why do I need to talk to a doctor? I'm still not understanding. Like,
Sovereign citizens all seem to be reading from the same worn-out script, same lines, same flawed logic, like NPCs in a legal drama stuck on repeat. It's as if they all attended the same crash course on YouTube and failed the final exam. This guy? He's a prime candidate for a competency check. Probably should have had one yesterday. If you seriously believe laws just don't apply because you say so, it might be time for a reality check or a courtroom pop quiz. Here's a legal fun fact. Judges have repeatedly ruled that this so-called sovereign ideology holds zero weight in court. Yet time and time again, someone steps up, convinced they've cracked the code to centuries of established law, with nothing but confidence and vibes. So, what's the move? Do we let them keep trying this in court, or ship them off to an island where they can live out their legal fantasy?
what is the name of the crime?
I told you it's driving while license suspended, third degree, and operating a vehicle without an ignition interlock device.
Is there any injured parties? Is there somebody willing to go on the stand and say that I actually committed a crime? Who has a claim against me? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to settle the matter. I'm not arguing the facts. I'm just trying to take care of this and
we cannot proceed while your ability to understand the nature of the charges and to assist your attorney is at issue. We cannot proceed.
So
we are in this status.
I could just ask you. That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you right now. So the next hearing will be hopefully with a report in hand. You will have had your interview on April 24th at 9 a.m. Mr. Parent, do you know where he would be going for that?
I'm not sure if it's going to be at the Shoreline Courthouse or at our office in Kent, or possibly at the courthouse in Kent. Kind of depends on where he lives.
You have good contact with Mr. Richard?
Yeah, we have a good phone number for him.
Okay.
So we will be able to keep in touch with him.
Okay, so Mr. Richard, they're going to meet with you on the 24th.
How?
And would it take about a week or two, Mr. Parent, do
Are
you
they
think
gonna
to get the report back?
meet somewhere or something? Like what are they about to do?
Let's have him return on May 6th.
Well, like I said, you don't have my consent.
Actually, May
to
1.
send me
Let's
to a
do May
doctor.
1.
So I don't know why you think I have to go see a doctor when I could just ask you all the questions that's stopping us from going forward. I told you I'm trying to settle the matter. I don't know what's going on.
Right. We keep trying to explain that to you, Mr. Richard. The reason is you're going to have to talk to these doctors and we'll get some additional information.
All right,
So
cool.
your
Okay,
next
well,
hearing will be
has there
on
been-
May 1st.
Has there been a guilty plea that has been put into record?
No, we can't do that because we have to determine whether or not you're able to proceed in this case.
So there is no plea that's been put in file.
There's a plea of not guilty that's been entered.
And who put that in?
You had a first appearance and you are unable to plead guilty. So a not guilty plea has been entered on your behalf and we are waiting to have the doctors talk to you. And
How
this has
can
been going
somebody-
on for quite some time, Mr. Richard.
How can somebody put a plea in for me? That makes no sense. Doesn't the attorney have to do what I ask them to do, or they're acting in dishonor if
Well,
they don't do what I tell them to do?
All of this confusion that's going on right now is many examples of why we need this evaluation to take place. So
No,
I
how?
need you, we're going to
Because I
end
have
your
questions
hearing,
for the
Mr.
Mr. Richard is completely out of touch, like floating in space levels of detached from reality. He's refusing to turn his camera on, acting as if court is some casual FaceTime call he can dip in and out of. It's ridiculous. Honestly, the judge is showing way more patience than necessary. I get the whole let them dig their own hole approach, but at what point do we stop entertaining adults who treat the legal system like a make-believe playground? Court isn't a game of hide and seek, it's a formal process. The judge has every right to demand he show his face and follow the same rules as everyone else. Small part of me wants her to just snap, drop the sir. This isn't a discussion group hammer, or to even hit him with a contempt charge. Maybe then he'd realize his whole, I don't recognize your authority routine has about as much legal standing as a soggy napkin. But nope, instead, we're watching her tread lightly, like he's some delicate porcelain figure who might shatter if she raises her voice.
The answers from you. Do you not know your own laws?
I cannot go forward until I get a report from the doctors.
And why is there a doctor that needs to be involved in this? This is what do you say, a traffic matter?
Okay, I'm going to conclude this hearing. I believe that we need a report from the doctors based upon your answers, and this has been going on for
I just
quite some
told you, like,
time.
I'm not denying any of the facts. So why do we need to see a doctor? Can I just pay for can I just settle the fines that you have in
there's
this case?
a
Can I
criminal
just do that
charge
and
with
get this over
jail.
with? Huh?
All right, so
What'd you say?
it's a criminal charge with jail. It's not just paying a fine, Mr. Richard. So we are going to set this over. May 1st will be the next date you come back to court. And I will
Well-
ask that you follow through and attend that evaluation on April 24th.
You just told me
And that
this was
Mr.
criminal,
Parent
right?
is going to make sure you know where you need to go.
But you just told me this was criminal, right? So why can't I just settle the fines?
Because criminal is not about fines. It's about jail time as well. So.
And why does somebody get jail time for something that they never had? I've never had a driver's license.
Mhm. Okay, so we are done with your case today, Mr. Richard. Thank you. We'll get that date out to you.
Well, you don't have my consent, so like I said, I don't know what you think I'm.
Well, that definitely didn't go the way he expected. But weirdly enough, it kind of feels like he won, not in the way he planned, but still. He flat out refused to turn on his camera the entire time, and the judge just let it slide. Isn't that, like, a basic rule? Maybe I'm being too picky, but courts have ruled time and time again that judges can enforce proper courtroom conduct, even over Zoom. And yet, this guy pulled a full-on ghost act and faced zero consequences. What do you think? Was the judge too lenient, or did it not really matter in the end? Drop your thoughts in the comments, but don't go anywhere, because next up, we've got a Florida judge who is not here for nonsense. This one turns into a full-blown legal showdown, and trust me, you'll want to see how it all unfolds. Let's get into it.
By up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. How do you plead to that charge?
Before I plea, I'd like to have it put on the record that they're, for the alleged actions, they're trying to charge me twice. They're trying to charge me with an assault and battery as well as violating a restraining order for the same actions.
Well, they can do that.
Why?
It's two different things.
But it's the same action. Isn't that double jeopardy?
No. Let's say you have a trespass order and you're not supposed to trespass on a piece of property, and you enter into the property and punch somebody. Well, they can charge you with trespassing and the assault. So I'm assuming you wish to plead not guilty to?
But that's violating two different laws. I supposedly violated with the same action. It wasn't two different things. They're trying to charge me with the same action for two different cases. That's not, I mean.
All right, well, if you want a lawyer, I'll get you one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, I didn't do anything anyways, but from what they said, that from the affidavit that they gave me, the action.
Who has the which judge has the restraining order?
Patterson. I have not arraignment. I mean, I guess it'd be a preliminary exam conference tomorrow morning with him. Because they're saying I violated the restraining order by assaulting him.
Okay, well, all right, we'll sort that out. Set attorney pretrial for July 12th, 2024. Mr. Chris owes $1,175 worth of unpaid fines and costs. He has a controlled substance case from 2021 where he owes $175. He has a defective equipment case where he owes $125. He has a previous assault and battery, 221627, where he owes $275. He has disturbing the peace, where he got the minimum fine of $125. He hasn't paid that, 222147. And he has a felony resisting and obstructing reduced to a misdemeanor, attempted resisting and obstructing. He owes $475 and he hasn't paid anything on that. So why don't you please take Mr. Christ into custody?
Can we please talk about this?
Yeah, you go back into jail and
I have my vehicle outside and stuff though.
Yeah, okay, you go back here and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Today?
Yeah, right now, you're going into lockup.
No, are you gonna talk to me today?
Yeah. You keep getting charged with assault crimes and then you don't pay any of the fine.
I had to include that last hearing. It was too wild to leave out. The guy stormed in, yelling about double jeopardy like he cracked some hidden legal code. Spoiler alert. Trespassing and assault are two separate crimes, not some magical loophole. You truly can't make this stuff up. Honestly, he seems like the type to fall for sovereign citizen nonsense. The pure shock on his face when the judge kept him locked up, probably because he hasn't paid a single fine, was priceless. The audacity, so, what's the verdict? How many brain cells did you lose watching these hearings? And what did you think about that first case? Should the judge have cracked down harder, or was her approach fair? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That's it for today's video. If you've had fun, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. I cover court hearings daily and love reading your comments. They seriously make my day. Thanks for watching, and take care.